twisting, just be.
From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
God, don't give up on me yet. I know I'm not your best bet, but I'm trying. Don't give up on me yet. Ooh, and God, don't leave me here alone. I know I need to grow still, and I'm trying. Don't leave me here alone.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another conversation with Trent and Friends. Actually, this is part 2 of a wonderful podcast we had on last Sunday. Sent in by a viewer. The topic was sent by a viewer talking about relatability, navigating through life and exploring the dynamics of human connections. Part 2. The GuMbOtAlk got so good, I got a call from a very special friend of mine who wanted to sit in on the conversation. Can't wait for you guys to see who that is in the background. Waiting in the studio. Urs will be pulling up the rear. And Coach Dee, as always, she's always here. So good stuff. We're going to be talking about relatability, talking about relating to one another. And that's what we're going to focus on tonight. Coach Dee's going to do some trauma coaching and all that good stuff. So good stuff. And as you see the funny opening piece, the recovery book is now available. So it's distributed worldwide, over in France, Germany, East Africa, here in the States as well. So the recovery book. So I'm gonna have the book signing over at Barnes and Nobles shortly. So good stuff. Stay tuned for those announcements. Good stuff. We got the special guest coming through, and like I said, Urs will be pulling up the rear here in about 5 minutes. So let's bring the ladies in. Let's welcome to the conversation. What's going on?
Hey.
What's going on?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Coach Dee?
I'm well, thank you. Well, not well. I have a cold, but I'm good otherwise.
Yeah, I feel
ladies and gentlemen, I call her the cookie lady. I call her the pain, all that good stuff, all that the pain, the side, the thorn, the butt, all that stuff. But she's a wonderful friend, great friend of mine, Kobe's mother, Shannon. What's going on with you?
Not much. I'm so excited. I feel like it's been forever.
Yeah, you tend to go off the reservation from time to time.
You know what?
Oh, we don't say that.
All right. All right.
We're not even 5 minutes in.
I know, right?
All right.
You've already got to censor him.
You got to censor me already. But it's good to see you. Good to see. What it was. I hit the wrong button. It was sending out this link to folks over here. But we're talking about relatability, man. We had a great conversation on last weekend, man. I mean, last Sunday. Went on till Coach D was like, "Oh, we got to do a part 2." So
All
do it to
right.
part
Well,
2.
you've already got some. Thank you for having me on for part 2. But you do already have some folks here in the comments section. So
Is that
Kathy,
right?
yeah. So we've got Kathy / of course. Oh,
What
goodness.
up? What up? What up? What up, Kath? I
He's
see you.
still around.
Who's that? Slash?
Yeah.
Slash ain't going nowhere. We 40
Mm.
years in. We go back like 2 flat tires. Knock it off.
Mm.
We'll
And the
go
gentle
back.
giant. So
Slash
happy.
just comes so I can abuse
What
him.
about Sal? Hey, speaking of before I get started, speaking of Kathy in North Carolina, I'm making an announcement here, right? Major voter purge in North Carolina after the GOP lawsuit. They purged over 700,000 voters. You guys stay focused out there.
Ooh.
Register. So the GOP won that lawsuit over in North Carolina. You know why they're doing it. So stay focused, guys. Stay focused. Register to vote.
What part of North Carolina are you in, Kathy? Or do you know what part of North Carolina she's in? I'm only asking because I know they got severely hit with the recent storm, and I've got family members up in that area.
Yeah, she's cool. She's not on the coast. She's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I have family on the coast. There's almost 1,000 people missing in North Carolina. There's another storm coming. So keep whoever you pray to, worship, keep the people on the East Coast that are affected in your thoughts and prayers, please. And if you can, donate to the Red Cross. Or I know Canada's already sent some lineman trucks down. So if you see lineman trucks and the ambulances on the road, move out of the way and let them go through, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely, man.
Hi, Gentle Giant. Thank you for the welcome. Appreciate it.
Sal, what up? You see your girl, huh?
Yeah.
Good
so everybody's
stuff,
saying good evening. Kathy said, Trent, I love your opening. I love that song. God, don't give up on me yet.
Not at all. He didn't give up, man. He didn't give up. And I want to actually, I've acknowledged you guys online, but also acknowledge you guys on the in the book. And it's ironic that Shannon's here. It's kind of funny that she's here tonight. But I truly appreciate you guys and love you guys for sticking in there with me, putting up with me. All this stuff. Your friendships means a lot to me. And as you guys know, I wrote that book during this recovery, this continued recovery. And I really appreciate you guys, man. It means a lot. Once I completed it and, took care of all the business as far as the distribution, all that stuff, kind of got teary-eyed, man. I was like, wow, these ladies have been around since I was bedridden. And I really appreciate you guys, man. Really appreciate you guys. And this is for the first time.
I don't see a signed copy in my mail. I had to go buy
It's coming. It's coming. And I was gonna say, Shannon's always calling me cheap. I'm giving you guys free books.
I already bought it.
Oh yeah, I wasn't gonna spend no money on it. I'd say yeah.
Absolutely, no, she's not.
That wasn't gonna happen, but okay.
I quietly support my friends. If my friends have a business, I will usually put an order in before.
He got a whole partner in crime down there. That's my support. You're welcome. That he's had for a couple of years now. That's the gift that just keeps on giving every day.
Yeah, he's laying in the bed back here now.
I know. Yeah. Anyway,
so good stuff, man. Real good stuff, man. And like I said, man, I want to publicly thank you guys for always being around, man. Always been around. I couldn't have written that book without you guys' support, without you guys' love, and without you guys pushing me. You guys are a major part of the reason that I'm on the other side of this thing, headed toward that mountaintop. So I really appreciate you guys.
Your friend has jokes.
What did he say?
He says, I live and breathe. Is that Vanna Bright at the bottom of the Brady Bunch? Vanna Bright, okay. I'm not that bright. Maybe it's the lighting, but I'm not bright like that. So I don't know.
Stuff.
No, but hi, Mark. Thank you so much.
Good stuff. So Urs will be pulling up here in a minute, but I want to play a clip from last week because this is what we're going to focus on and hover around. Relatability. I really want to bring this home. And It was a great topic sent in. And if you guys want us to do any type of topics, GuMbOtAlk at TaylorKennedyOnline.com. GuMbOtAlk at TaylorKennedyOnline.com. And we'll get that in and we'll get that GuMbOtAlk going for you guys. So really appreciate all the support. It was a wonderful topic sent in by the viewer. And this is part 2. So let me play a clip so we could actually stay on topic and get this thing going real quick here. One sec. We'll be right back, folks. We're going to play this topic. One sec. Where is it? There we go. We'll be right back, folks.
When you discuss Michigan, like maybe there was a time, and now you need to go on back to writing, because I think there might have been a time when you was here that you wasn't here and you were somewhere else.
I've written about all that. I've written about those books in Barnes and Noble and Walmart.
To this here.
Amazon.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So you know how there might have been a time when you were here physically, but you did not appreciate living down south because you had gone all across the U.S.
Yeah, honestly, I didn't even like living down south anymore at all. I felt like I was an alien. Honestly, I really did, because I did not relate. Let's get back to the topic. I did not relate to
a lot of stuff we were doing.
I didn't relate. Okay. So we're talking about relatability, talking about relating to folks. That was the topic was originally about. So for me personally, once I moved back south, I couldn't relate to people, not even my family. The only, like I said on the previous podcast, the only people that I related to was my mother, Greg, and Alvin. And I would get frustrated with folks when I would interact with them or whatever and whatnot. And I want to get down to why was that, because I still to this day don't understand why. But the communication and everything was off with that, coming back this way. So, Coach D, take it away. Coach D?
Are we talking? I'm not sure where you want me to take it away from.
Well, from the relatability, and why was it so frustrating, and why do people have a hard time relating to one another, even after going away for quite some time?
Here's the thing about relatability. It's about communication. So a lot of times is that we're not communicating with each other. We're communicating at each other. So if you're talking at somebody instead of to them, you're not going to relate to them. Because when we're communicating, we need to have compassion, empathy, sympathy. We need to be able to understand. We need to listen to understand, right? We need to be able to put ourselves in their shoes and understand where they're at. But here's the other thing. If somebody's in the middle of a growth journey, there may be points where within their growth journey, they're not going to be able to relate to people because they're so focused on themselves. And it's okay to be selfish at times if that selfishness is helping you to grow.
Exactly.
Right? If it's selfishness just to be pure selfish, that's a whole different story. But as you grow, your communication style will change, and who you communicate will change, because you're going to set boundaries, you're going to set limits, right? There are people you are not going to want in your life because they're not bringing anything to your life.
Exactly.
Right? If you are surrounded by people, like I always tell you, you are the 5 people that you spend the most time with, right? If you surround yourself with people whose eyes do not light up when you come into the room, you need to walk away from them.
Exactly.
Right? Your friends should be happy to see you every time they see you.
That's right.
Right? Even if they're sad or down their worst, you walk in the room, they're like, they got my back. So, you know what? They're still happy to see you no matter what's going on.
Exactly. And for me personally, it was an uphill battle for me for a number of years, because when I first moved away and went off into the entertainment business, I was around 17, 18 years old. I turned 18 in Los Angeles. And a lot of folks I hadn't seen at all in years, right? So when I circled back, got married, all this other stuff, lived in Michigan, circled back after that marriage was over, a lot of people that I knew in middle school, I didn't know them anymore. I didn't know them anymore, and it was kind of frustrating for me because I'm trying to relate to them and I can't, because New Orleans is a different culture here,
That it
very
is.
different, very different. So it was different, man, and all I had was my brothers.
Yeah.
My brothers, and like I said, I related to my mother, Greg, and Albert. I just got to be honest about that. So it was very frustrating for me. I placed boundaries up and whatnot because I didn't get them. I didn't get them at all.
How long had you been gone away from New Orleans before you came back?
I mean, the first or second time?
Well, when you're talking about whichever time this was, when you said you came back and you couldn't really relate.
Almost 10 years. It was
Wow.
maybe 7, 8, almost 10 years, something like that.
Okay.
Honestly, even after building a home here in New Orleans, my then wife was here with me, but we were always traveling. So we were surrounded by family. So I didn't really interact with a lot of people that I used to know. So after we sold the home here and moved to Michigan, that was it for me.
Gotcha.
That was it for me. So, but it became very frustrating.
Marcus, oh, your old friend Arthur Marcus is back.
What's up, Marcus? I see you, brother. Good to see you, man.
He said he moved to Jersey from South Jacksonville, Florida, and he felt comfortable in the Jersey, Camden, and Philly. That when he came back to Charlotte, he felt out of place and still does. And I think he was also commenting, Coach Dee, on your part to what you said, as far as people listen to respond, not to understand.
Absolutely.
I think that, and I can relate to when you moving away and coming back and feeling disconnected or not being able to relate. And what I've learned is that it's not so much that you don't want to have those connections. I think just as Coach Dee mentioned, just to kind of piggyback off of that, is it's a growth journey, and everybody's not going to grow with you.
1 second, Shan. Urs pulling up.
Oh, yay, Urs.
Hey, Urs.
Hey, Urs.
Hey. Hi, can y'all hear me?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
Is it good for real?
Yep, you're good. Yeah.
It's not too loud.
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, just a sidebar. It's really good since the Falcons beat the Saints today. I just want to put that little note in there. Okay, we can carry on now.
Knock it off. So Urs, actually I tested. We did a mic test early in the week. Was it Urs? Urs brought me my white mocha over, and we tested microphones because to have everything level. Coach Dee is always level with her system over on that end. I just wanted a complete balance since we're broadcasting in 175 different countries now.
I have no comment because I'm not anyway.
Yeah, you better not have a comment.
I have no comment.
You got a whole system over there. So, but here's the thing. So, Urs, you're sounding great. Thank you for cooperating, and my audio technical guy, really appreciate you.
I feel like it's kind of loud.
No, it's good.
You talk loud and be myself.
Turn the monitor down a little bit, but you're good. You're fine. You're totally fine.
Oh, Slash actually wrote a comment I agree with.
What?
Which one is the monitor?
How to be more relatable. Being authentic and genuine is the foundation of relatability. Being open and honest, finding common ground, not trying too hard. Yep.
Absolutely.
Listen, if you are your unapologetic self and you're honest and transparent, either people will like you or you don't.
Exactly.
And if you worry about people who don't like you, you need to do some work on that.
Exactly. And you know what? You know what's so funny? I gotta say this. What Slash saying that comment. I've been knowing Slash for 40 years, and our relationship has remained the same since we were kids. We've done business together. He's done remixes for me. I went away. Every time I was away, came back, gave him business and everything. He's always been there. He's always been a constant in my life, as far as the one friend that's been very constant in my life. Very constant.
I have a couple of friends like that, and you could go months without talking to them, then you pick up the phone, it's like you spoke yesterday.
Right.
And there's just some friends we have that are just friends for life, no matter, and they've seen us at our worst, our best, been through the ups and downs and everything, and at the end of the day, they're still the same person.
That's real talk. Urs, I'm very proud of you with the headset and everything. Look at you. Good stuff. I like
Did
that.
you give her a lecture or something? What's going on? What happened?
Nah, When Ursula has the friendship I have with Ursula, we're very transparent with one another. I told her when I cut tape, this your voice is annoying to me because it's not mixed correct. I
What?
can't mix it right.
What?
Yeah, yeah, that's my wonderful, beautiful friend.
But he did say we have a very transparent relationship.
Yeah, but
Very.
he can learn how to use some better words at times. I don't care how transparent it is.
I wasn't upset at all.
Well, I
I
mean,
appreciated the feedback.
Listen, how long we know he talks like that?
Oh my Lord. That's why you get what you get. That's why you get what you get, sir, too.
Yeah.
I have great friends.
Well, he get dogs and stuff.
Oh, were they dogs or fleas? Was it the fleas or stuff? Oh, never mind.
No.
Stop.
I think dogs is nice
So
compared
in
to
growth.
fleas.
Go ahead, dude.
I'm sorry, Shane.
I don't know what I was thinking about putting these two
You
on
left me
here.
open and you said some things. So you said a thing.
Let me take
Go ahead, Urs.
Go ahead, Urs.
Go ahead, Coach D.
As I said, as we here's the thing. When we grow, what happens is those friends who are there from like the beginning,
Right.
like Xavier's got his bestie and lives up the road. Like they're back and forth to walk. It's almost a child custody agreement at this point. So that's the friend that later on he's going to be with them like 40 years from now, because no matter what happens, they have an argument. They're still friends at the end of the day. And those friends, when you grow, they just go along with you. Right?
You're right.
Whatever you do, and they are the truest friends because they'll call you on your BS. Right? And I have some friends who'll be like, D, what are you doing? I'm like, listen. They're like, you need to get off, do what you need to do and start doing some videos because you know what you're supposed to be doing and you're not doing it. And I'm like, fuck, man. What are you lecturing me about? And those are the friends that you want, the ones that are going to call you on your BS, that are going to keep you on your toes, but they're going to love you through everything. Right?
Yeah.
And that's usually not a big pile of people.
No,
that's real talk.
I love that. That's my favorite comment of the night. I think is going to be when you say your friends call you on your BS, because the friendship that I've had with Mr. Epic here, that's been our friendship from the beginning. And I have a few friends, but the ones closest to me, we're very transparent about calling one another on the bullcrap, which is kind of, I guess, how you want to say this conversation even got started when me, you, and Chantel used to be on the phone together.
Absolutely.
Like we all were going through a divorce, but we always taking ownership in why we probably were in a situation we were in. We were accountable for what we might have done to cause it.
Exactly.
A lot of people that we grew through it, you know.
Exactly, we did. And a ton of people don't realize that when I formed the conversation and built that brand and wrote that first conversation book, that was off the conversations that I shared with these young ladies. And they walked me through a tumultuous time, man. Through a divorce, the passing of my father, all that stuff. And my father died in my arms as I'm talking to him. So they really walked me through that. And we've always been transparent from the moment we met one another. Straight transparent from the jump. So like when I talked about the microphone, I was like, hey, I got extra microphones laying at the house in the studio. You got to get it because your voice is annoying.
You didn't really say annoying, or you said Urs, it's loud. And then when I got there and you said face to face, wait, look, you said face to face. You said Urs, I'd rather you just get this because it's annoying. You got to understand when I cut the tape and I'm like, oh, since you said it like that, I got it. And it's cool. I'm like,
and she still bought me my white mocha.
Yeah, and if I have to bring you some, now don't make it ahead because I ain't always in that area because you live a little bit off the path.
Didn't I tell you about my
I will bring you a coffee again.
Okay, cool.
I don't do that fancy coffee though. That coffee you drink is that's a bill. That's like
what coffee is it?
Some kind of white. What is
white
it?
mocha? It's the white mocha. Ice on ice.
Yeah. From where?
Coach
Starbucks.
Oh, Starbucks. Well, we're not gonna hate on Starbucks. I'm not gonna hate on Starbucks.
I don't hate on them.
We got a comment,
but it is a bill. It is a bill. You're right.
It is a bill. That's.
We got another comment from Slash here. One sec.
Actually, Marcus had one before him. Says, I have 4 day ones. Everyone else was a reason or a season. Slash says, can relatability be the cause of relationships, friendships, or marriage? Has anyone on the panel had lost interest in a significant other based upon relatability.
Absolutely. And I see Chantel. Hey, sis, how you doing? Good to see you here, man.
Okay. So it does. Would it be true? Or would you agree that transparency is a vital part of being able to be or maintain that relatability? Because now I'm thinking about it. When you spoke to that, you and Ursula have a very transparent relationship or friendship, right? But it's been long lasting. And so maybe because of the level of transparency that you have and the understanding you have, that's why you've been able to maintain that and stay relatable.
Right.
So to speak. Okay.
Here's what I struggle with, right? I used to struggle with communication. My mouth is so bad till I get frustrated when I can't say what I want to say, or if I'm being very transparent with a friend of mine and they're not taking that transparency, I get frustrated and shut down. Completely shut down. If they're not gonna accept, my transparency, my honest talk, my straight talk, like we always talk about here on a conversation, I get frustrated, shut down, put up a boundary.
So, and I think
that's not fair to the friendship or the relationships, the past relationships, but that's what I used to do, and I'm still working through that.
I just told Chantel to come in. Hey, Chantel.
Good
So
stuff.
Chantel is the ladies who meet Trent and Chantel used to hang on the phone on three-way together.
Yeah.
And we just would have different conversations, but it was mainly about what we were all navigating, our divorce, excuse me. And so I love the fact that we do have a transparent friendship.
Yeah.
And that's why I really, really, really highlight when you meet somebody and you see beyond their you get past the lower way of thinking of someone in that physical way, and you start to really look at them in a different way.
Right.
And that that's the best thing about us, I think, that we can talk. We ain't talking nothing about what the show is about, but
no, we talk about relatability. Yes, we are.
Yeah.
So even to piggyback off of that, say like Coach Dee, right? Coach Dee and I started in a relationship.
Yeah.
We started in a relationship, but her honesty and transparency, she was at the beginning of my separation.
Yeah.
I didn't even get the divorce yet, but some of the things that she used to tell me, I'm like, hey, who is this chick and why is she on her side? Don't even know this broad.
So you were in the wrong.
Hey, there you go. So, but here's the thing: what made our friendship? I mean, we're wonderful friends, just like she said on the previous podcast. We're gonna be friends for a lifetime. She and I are gonna be friends for a lifetime because she was there. She was completely there, giving me straight talk, handing me my inward mirror.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I didn't accept it. So she would come all the way from Canada to hand me my mirror. I'm like, man,
yeah.
when are you leaving again? When are you leaving again?
And he would do exactly that. He would complain and everything.
When are you leaving
again? Later, he called me up. He's like, well, you know what? Maybe you were right about this. I'm like, there's no maybe about it, sir.
I've gotten a lot of phone calls like that from
she would
Trent.
actually, and I got to say this, man, too, because I want people to understand the friendship she and I have.
Mm-hmm.
She would check on me. She would come to another country, checking on me. Because she knew I was going through a rough patch, man. But when she came, she crossed that border, give me straight talk. So sometimes I didn't accept it, and most of the times I did. We're still great friends till this day.
I don't particularly like. I don't like friendships or relationships where you can't tell the person the truth.
Right.
Because that's how you know you're really not about to stick around with them forever, because you can't be transparent. Exactly. Like, we gonna cut ties because I can't be honest.
Right.
You know.
So as we're talking about friendships and relatability, so when Ursula walked into my life, Ursula had a situation going on, and I was like, the stuff that she would tell me, I would be looking at like, are you crazy?
No, I wasn't crazy.
Are you crazy? So some of the stuff, I mean, I would tell her like, that's not a permanent situation over there. You need to just go down, pack it up now.
In my mind, in my
I know, right? It's like it's all
damn near
that's what it
damn near
is.
100-year-old thinking. My 100-year-old thinking said
But-
it was great. I was in a great place.
But
Yeah.
thank God we related to one another and we're still friends until this day.
I
You know
love
what
you
I'm
for
saying?
that. Actually, I'll go a step further and say, when it comes down to relatability, it's amazing how when you connect with people spiritually,
Yeah.
they
I
can
think that
see in
was
you what you
Chantel.
can't see in yourself.
Yes.
Absolutely. Shannon, go ahead. What you
No,
saying?
Chantel. Actually, Mark. If we want to get to Mark's question, none
Gotcha.
of us answered his question that he had for the panel, and then Chantel had a question as well about
Let's
being
get to-
evenly yoked out, being evenly yoked. So she said the relatability factor and understanding each other's value system and alignment.
True.
Yeah.
And what Mark said?
Mark wanted to know, has anyone on the panel lost interest in a significant other based on or upon relatability?
I
I think
have.
we all have.
I have. Yeah, I have.
We all
But
have.
my issue was shutting down. Once I didn't relate, all I knew how to do is shut down and create that boundary. So, and I was dead wrong, completely dead wrong, not verbalizing, not communicating how I truly felt. Because I'm like, well, shit, you're not getting it now, so I'm out, and put the boundary up. And that wasn't fair. It wasn't fair.
So I want to flag on a field. Sometimes it's not fair, but sometimes when you go back to other stuff that you have to navigate, if we could say like with family members or different things, relatability in that matter, sometimes you do have to, cut
You do,
cut
but
your losses.
it's the way I was doing it wasn't the right way.
No,
I would just cut them completely off and not say anything, not give
right?
them
No,
closure. And I know how it felt. And I tell you what, once those foreign shoes was placed on my feet with my ex-wife, I didn't get closure. So I know how that felt. So now that I've gotten far past that and got all these, certificates for coaching, all this other stuff, expired, everything, not renewing them. But anyway, but I knew how it felt not to have closure, and but not giving people closure, that's not the way to go.
Why do you feel you didn't have closure?
We never had the conversation.
Oh, okay.
We never had the conversation we were supposed to have. So, yeah. So that's not fair to leave people hanging, and you actually shut off the communication. But that's not fair. That's not right, in my opinion.
So you think, I'm asking, so you think you should have a breakup conversation with everybody? Because I don't think so.
Coach Dee, go ahead.
I'm about to be like, child, please.
Coach Dee, go ahead.
As a woman who was once a toxic ghoster, everybody should have a breakup conversation, because and here's the reason why. You can't heal from that relationship and move on to the other relationship until you have that communication done.
I disagree.
I disagree too, because I had a very toxic, cray relationship. I wouldn't have no conversation with.
Well, if there's an abusive relationship, no, then run like heck, right? But if it was just a regular relationship, then there's got to be hey, it's me, not you. Ciao. It's been nice knowing you.
Can you do it via text?
Yeah, sure. As long as you say it. I don't care how you do it. Just do it.
Just
right?
do
You
it.
can text it. You can write an email. You can write a letter. Do whatever you want to do. But just end that relationship before you move on to another one. Because I'll tell you, back in the day before the growth, I'm a July Cancer. I would put up with a lot, but then once I hit that line, I would be the type, I would hide your body and then help people go look for you.
Ooh,
I would cut you out. That would be, you were dead to me. Right?
Hold on. Marcus said when the judge banged his gavel on his divorce, that was all the closure that he needed. Hallelujah.
Go ahead and read all the comments.
We're caught up. We're caught up.
Okay.
No, actually, not what. Hold on.
You got another one?
Slash. What do you say?
Oh.
Hey, Mr. Epic, I know your way around the studio. Oh. Are you over there trying to produce vocal on Earth? Earth, you sing?
Mark, I'm about to break a tune, bro.
Oh,
I
Lord.
might need you to be in this video.
I guess I popped back in on the right night.
Yeah.
Isn't that something?
So we have a question from Chantel as well. Have we spoken evenly yoked outside of even the spirituality spec? So here's the thing with evenly yoked. People have a tendency to only think of you evenly yoked within religion.
Mm-hmm.
So evenly yoked is actually much bigger than that. And the Bible uses alliteration a lot of the time, but people don't realize it. So
Right.
evenly yoked means you're evenly yoked with different values that you have, different, like what you watch on TV, how you do laundry, how you clean a house. That's what evenly yoked is all about.
How you raise
on
children.
all the things in your life.
How you go to work.
Good stuff.
Right?
Where you get
Hey,
the
listen,
oil change.
Let me break in for a second. I over on Instagram, I see my gym buddy. Hey, Tamika and Mike, how y'all doing out there? I see y'all. And I see Pooh Face. Hey, Donald, good to see you over there on Instagram. Good stuff.
Oh wow. Tell Donna I said hi. Oh, well, she's watching the show. Hi, Donna.
Mark says I get ghosts like Halloween.
Who said that? Who said that?
Marcus.
So ghosting is based in fear. You're afraid.
Wait,
What is it? Yeah, tell us about
Break it down,
this.
Coach Dee,
You
break it
said
down,
you
break it
were the
down.
queen of that. Yes.
Yeah.
Come on.
So here's the thing. When you're ghosting somebody, that means you're afraid to have that conversation. Whether it's you don't want to hurt their feelings, you're not actually being honest with your own feelings. There's a fear conversation that needs to be had with yourself about why you're refusing to have that conversation. Right?
So I'm gonna be a little petty here today.
Oh.
So Dee, when you ghost me, was that some type of
I knew it was coming.
So you're not gonna like this. I ghosted you because of your homophobic conservative beliefs. Because I'm very progressive and I knew that wasn't gonna go anywhere.
Okay. Fair enough.
You ghosted him because of his you ghosted him because his belief on LGBTQ community at the time.
Yes, ma'am.
At the time,
yeah. At that time.
Mm-hmm.
What year this was?
This was
like
in
2007, 2008,
2007. I think it was 7.
It was
a lot progressive at that time, but I get it. I don't agree with that though, but I do agree with you. You know, maybe ghosting him a little bit and saying, "Look,
it's all about being evenly yoked." Though, here's the thing:
it was.
I can't be with somebody who harms others.
You ain't really ghost him though. You just like, let me take a break. You ain't ghost him.
No, I didn't talk to him for years.
She didn't talk to me for years. It's been years. It was so long that when I was challenged by Shannon she's like, I guarantee you won't bring an X on. And
I don't remember this conversation.
Oh my God.
You want me to pull a tape?
I don't remember this conversation.
Would you like me to pull a tape? Hey, pull a tape, /. So Shannon challenged me and said that you can't bring an X on the show and, sit and talk, right? I was like, okay. So I called Dee up after years of separation. And I was like, hey, Dee, what's going on, blah, blah, blah. And we were talking and I asked her about the conversation. She was like, okay, yeah, sure. So I had to ask her.
Okay.
I was such a bad guy. I was like, whatever happened? Because, with the bleed on the brain, I kind of forget sometimes. I was like, what happened? And she told me exactly what took place. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So remember, at that time, I'm still fighting PTSD, but my PTSD was very new then. So where I was not where I needed anybody else to be with me.
Exactly. And by the way, Shannon, 3 years later, Coach Dee still on the panel. I just thought I'd make that note.
And Coach Dee, you was doing your work too. You did the work on yourself.
I still do. I'm with my psychiatrist every Thursday night.
I commend you for that.
Yeah.
When
Mark has a comment. We're not going to talk about that right now.
What did he say?
Mark says evenly yoked means 50-50 in a perfect world. No. Here's the thing. Everybody wants to talk about this 50-50. There's no 50-50. It doesn't work that way. Right? So during the day, people oh, well, we'll pay 50% and then we'll do 50-50. But here's the thing. You come home at the end of the day, you may be tired more than the other person comes home at the end of the day. And they got to pick up the slack. So
right.
That's right.
70, it could be 60-40, it could be 30-70. It evens out in the long run, but on a daily basis, there's no 50-50.
Yeah, there's not. That is absolutely true.
And I have to give you this little tidbit because I heard the other day. We need to stop treating people by their potential and treat them by how their actions.
Uh-oh.
Right?
Uh-oh.
Don't
That,
treat
but that,
people
but
by,
that is true. That is
yeah,
that
don't
is
treat
very
people by the person you think they will become. Treat them how they are the person now.
That's where I'm at right now today with that. I agree. I couldn't agree more. I
What?
can it's like you fail a test. I gave you a test. You failed it. You want me to sit up here and carve this grade? I can't carve the grade. you,
Listen,
you
I'm so
failed fair and square.
I'm all about transparency. There's nothing I hate worse than someone lying to
Absolutely.
me or lying by omission.
right.
Let's talk
So
about that.
let's have her around. Let's have her around the transparency and
Yes.
relatable folks and all that stuff, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
Me personally, I truly believe that relationships flourish and relationships, get fruitful when you accept transparency from your friendship, whether it be a
Mhm.
friend, romantic, whether it be a business partner, whether it be whatever it is, right? Because I'll be honest with you, I just don't have tact with my mouth sometimes. I really don't. But it's coming from a good place. It's never coming from a malice place. So I struggle with people who aren't transparent with themselves. Because if I'm giving straight talk, I want you to give it to me.
Right.
And I'm gonna walk that walk. And I've walked that walk for years because I dish it because I could definitely take it. I dish it. But
So
if the friendship can't be transparent, I don't want it.
Yeah.
so let's hover around that. Let's hover if we can, if we should.
Let's
It's the
get let's
last.
get let's get Slash comment in first, and then we'll hover
We
around.
got more than
That's not an
Shen.
important comment. That's not an important comment.
Chantel, some Mark said about 50-50. She said agreed. And then Woody said, I most of deaf remember Charlie calling out Mr. Epic live in living color. I have the videotape.
Boom.
Oh,
There it
and
is.
Blu-ray. Oh my God, that's petty. When people say Blu-ray, they mean they got
Right.
you.
Why you gotta do
That's like
that?
FBI, CIA, all three of
That's
the
it.
all three of the
That's
three.
it.
Right.
All three.
That's it.
I don't even know if we
Okay,
needed to read that
Chantel said
comment.
potentially what
Yeah, we don't need to
happened, and
recap that.
Marcus may say, I can't meet people where they are and leave them where they get off. Can you elaborate on that, Marcus? Even if it's, go ahead and elaborate, and then we're gonna come back around. I want to.
Let's hover around the transparency
What are
part.
we hovering
Yes.
around? Yes.
Can I say something about the hovering over the transparency?
Go ahead.
So initially, when Trent and I met, we met in a very vulnerable space. Let me tell y'all something about golfing. Golfing allows people to be transparent. You imagine hitting that little bitty ass ball across a half an acre of land. You have to be transparent, and that's where people have the best transparent conversations, and the truth get told. So when I met Trent, I met him not on a golf course, but typically what people would do in New Orleans on a Friday evening is have a fish fry, drink in a garage, have drinks, and decompress from the 5-day work week. When the holidays came, Trent would bring the fleas around, and I got to see a different Trent. So let me explain something to you all. When Trent was on a Friday evening kickback, decompress, he was a different person than when the holidays came and he put on it wasn't a 3-piece suit, but it was, and I knew two different people. And I thought it was so interesting, because he knew how to
Turn it
somewhat
on and off.
navigate or juggle the different lives he had, because to these ladies that he would bring around, he had to be a different sort of guy than who I met in the garage. And honestly, I drew into the guy that I met in the garage decompressing from a 5-day work week. And so that's why transparency is so key in
Right.
relationships. And again, I'll go back to, I can't really be 100% with somebody who can't really be 100% with me. I can't do it. And so I don't necessarily disconnect, but I find a way to unplug most of the time because I'm just like, it doesn't make much sense, because now we got to lie to each other. And
Right.
I in particular want to talk about a situation I was in with more than one guy, but one in particular who I had known for years in love.
And it came a moment that I had to be transparent with him. And he said his feelings not so much as hurt, but he said, I feel like I can't trust you. And I'm like, trust, I'm being transparent. So I think sometimes when we are trying to be transparent, we have to recognize who we're being transparent with. We know we're not aligned with them when we're telling them truth and we're giving them our truth, and they say that they can't trust us. You got to think about that. You got to think about the different dynamics of that and unpack it, because honestly, in order for us to grow, you got to be in a community with people who allow you to grow. And growing means sometimes it hurt. Growing hurt. You have to, we all can recognize we've had kids. They get fevers, they lose teeth, you're growing. You can't grow. You're going to hurt.
So let's get to the trauma of it all. Let's get to Amy. I see a new view here. I can't see that comment.
Says people want full transparency until they get it and don't like what they see. I feel like transparency comes in waves. So here's the thing with transparency.
Good stuff, Amy. Tell us where you're viewing from.
That's Ari. Hi, Ari.
Ari, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Here's the thing. True transparency. Always, if somebody is really transparency, they're always transparent. It's not a on off.
Right.
There's no waves because that's just who they are. Right. Like I'll tell you straight up. If you lie to me, I will watch what you say, and I will listen to what you're saying and watch what you're doing, and I will give you so much rope to hang yourself, and then I'm done. Because I've had people come back and be like, "So we're done?" I'm like, "Have pigs flied yet?"
I never want to hear nobody talk about my tactics with certain things, because
I you know when the hair's down, spicy defense.
I see. I see.
But here's the thing: people expect that. They don't expect me to sugarcoat things. They expect me to give it straight up. Exactly. And I tell them, I will lovingly tell you about yourself. You can lovingly tell me about myself. I am good. I'm a grown girl. I'll take it.
Yeah, I think as long as you're speaking the truth in love, and not to be intentional about hurting someone else. That's the only. I try to do that. Hopefully, it comes across that way. Maybe not, but I definitely get your point and agree, Coach Dee.
99% of the time, the other person knows it's not working too.
Let's talk about.
We may be in denial about it, but most of the time we know it's not working.
One more time for the people in the back who didn't hear it.
Was it 99% of the time we know it's not working too?
That's right.
Yeah.
Chantel said, "Oh, I love that." She said, "Emotional immaturity is real." So I call that as part of being the emotional intelligence quotient.
Exactly.
Hey, Joker Dog. Thanks for tuning in.
What up, Joker Dog? I see you.
I haven't seen look,
he said it. He said emotional intelligence and emotional maturity. Not everyone has it or tries to develop it. People want to be comfortable and accept trash instead of growing and deal with difficult situations.
I like that. Woo, I like both those comments.
Joker Dog and come through and coach the sermon. Let me get the collection played out here.
So interesting enough, I wanted to say, yeah, it is true. Shan, I want to highlight something you said. I think we said something about being able to handle, or how you know if somebody's hurting you or not. Like, don't intentionally hurt somebody. How can somebody tell? There's no barometer to tell, no meter to tell if somebody trying to, like, if somebody tell you the truth, like, let's just say somebody say, you need a Tic Tac. That's the most common one. You need a Tic Tac. How can you test? She tried to hurt my feelings because she said I needed a breath mint.
I mean,
how do you know if somebody's? How you can tell if somebody says something to you and it's hurtful or it's learning? Like, it's, how can you tell?
So I will say, for me, now that's a very common one. I don't necessarily think that's gonna be mistaken. But when I made that statement, it was more so on the intent of the person delivering the message, because I know the difference between I'm delivering a message and I'm being spiteful or I'm trying to inflict hurt or pain, rather than when I may be having to deliver a tough message or a message that you may not want to receive, that's gonna make you uncomfortable. But it's for a good reason. So for me, I was speaking more so about the intentions of the person delivering the message in that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Right. We just got to be mindful that we're not coming from a malice place.
Right.
And I'll be transparent here tonight. Sometimes when I would get upset, I would come from a very malice place, because I have a way with words. I have a way with saying things in a very untactful, professional way to make a person feel bad. And that wasn't the right way to go.
I never experienced you in that way.
Because you never gave me a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's a difference between, hey, the communication between us is just not working, so I don't see this relationship moving forward. And, you know, you're a lying, trifling piece of shit. I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Well, damn. Well, damn.
Right? Like the second one hurts your feelings. The first one's like, okay, I get it.
Right.
But that's the difference between emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, you're using I. When you're not emotionally intelligent, you're using you, and you're putting it on the other person.
Yep. So I think, you know, we all know when whatever we may be saying or how we may be saying it is not being given, is not the truth in love. Because I know my mouth in the past, and I continue to work on it, has been very slick. And before you say it, I'm sure you could roll back plenty of tape and footage and see some times where I was real,
absolutely,
sick, you know, on some stuff. But thank God for growth. But you know, I think it's all about I think that is probably the best explanation I've heard, Coach Dee, about when you use the I words and not the you word.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Slash has a comment.
So does Ari. Don't forget hers.
So let's take it back. Has a panel been booed up with some for a period of time that you didn't really relate to? Yeah, I did. And here's the moment I knew I didn't relate to them. We were visiting a relative of his, and he said, "She's the one I'm going to marry." And my head went, no, right away. Like, it wasn't even in the back of my head. It was like right up here. And I was like, yeah, this needs to end.
Trent, you?
No, it wasn't me. No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, dang.
It wasn't.
Very nice guy. Very sweet guy,
I'm glad I got you to clarify that.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, Trent, what you had said?
Nah, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
Oh,
okay. That wasn't me at all.
Dee, let me ask you, was there ever a time that you think that you possibly could have maybe considered?
Let's get to Ari's comment.
Let's get to Ari's comment. Wait a minute. I like Ursula's question.
Yeah, but Ur's trying to be. What Ari said?
Maybe considered no.
Hi, Miss Hill. Mrs. Hill, Miss Hill.
Wait, Coach Dee, did you just say no?
Can you read that comment, Shannon?
All right, it's a difference in saying something with love and just saying it, being blunt and being honest. There's a thin line between the two. There is. There's a very you can.
Oh Lord,
Ursula, you can be blunt and honest and not hurt people. Like I have, and Trent will tell you. I can tell you off, and you will walk away questioning if I just told you off or not, because it's been done so smoothly.
I get that from you.
Yeah,
I get that.
It's the thing. Like you can be blunt and still not hurt people's feelings.
Here's the thing with Coach Dee, right? With a lot of folks get it misconstrued. We were actually this is before FaceTime. We were on a computer at my house, and Torrance was on. You remember that, Dee? Torrance was on the computer. We were talking on computer.
I remember your mama telling me I was too good for you.
Yeah, she did. Stop it. Let me finish this story here real quick.
See, that's why them foreigners come to this country. I'm just joking.
So she was
Canadian.
Coach Dee just put it.
Can I finish later?
Y'all women something nice. Shane come and smear me talking about the Saints, then lost to us in DC.
Let me finish.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry.
So I'm talking about Dee and her tactful way of speaking and whatnot. So Torrance, everybody on the panel know that Torrance is very petty. And Torrance was saying something crazy. And she cursed him out in a very fancy way. And he didn't even know. Had no idea he was being cursed out. Had no idea.
How did it go? Let's talk about it offline. I want to hear what she said, and I want to hear what she said.
He was lost. He didn't know.
Oh.
When you smile while getting cussed out, I know you didn't know. Either you didn't understand what she was saying, because she had back then she had a very heavy Canadian accent. Mm-hmm. I mean, he was smiling. I'm like, okay, he don't know he being cussed out.
You know who that reminds me of when I think about a character on TV? Claire Huxtable. You remember she had a way of being able to tell people, like she was telling them off, but she'd be smiling and play like, and they be looking like, what? So,
Exactly.
well, no, very interesting. But Coach D, you was real quick to say no, though.
We're not gonna hover around that. We're not gonna hover
Wait a
around
minute now. That people, the public wants to know, I think.
if they read the books, they'll know. Ramella was something else. So,
Which book?
all of them. I don't want to do an infomercial today, but since you said something,
Go ahead and put a book out there. You should definitely use this platform to talk more about your book.
Our relationship
Chapter
was always meant to be a friendship.
It was. Chapter the Delta, folks. You can get this at Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Target, even over in France. Sell books over in France and Germany, all that good stuff. I think I wrote this
Oh, Lord.
2013 or something like that.
Oh my God.
I think this is Shannon's favorite book of mine.
That's the only book because that was the only one you gave me.
Oh,
I think Mr. Epic, I'm not Mr. Epic. I think Slash could probably relate to what I'm about to say. Somebody said something about it's not the game, but it's a new like people say things like keeping it real, like a phrase that people will say. And I think people are starting to say the game is meant to be sold, not told.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, if you want to know about it, buy the book.
Right.
There it is.
The game meant to be sold, not told.
So we got about 3 more minutes. So let's GuMbOtAlk and catch up real quick, man. We really appreciate you guys for always tuning in, and thank you guys for always supporting the conversation. I've been back as far as the conversation and added new faces to the conversation. How many years has been, Shannon? I've been back almost 3 years or something.
Has it been that long? More than that?
No, I think it's been 3 years. I think.
Maybe, okay. 3 or 4.
So really appreciate that. Really appreciate the support from France to East Africa and all those places over in Canada, and here in the States. So really appreciate all the support. I couldn't do it without you guys. So really appreciate that, man. The whole gang is here today. So this is a good thing here. You know, Shannon has a tendency of going off the reservation.
Stop, don't say that. You about to get Coach. Don't do that. Find it to come up with a new term. Yeah,
so
what was your question?
Off the sidewalk, not off the reservation.
Yeah, thank you.
What? You're right. So what you guys got going on? So we GuMbOtAlk the rest of the way home to the 8 o'clock hour, 9 Eastern, I think that is.
Little man's birthday party coming up on Saturday.
Is that right?
Sunday. Yep.
Oh, wow.
We got a gaming truck. I went full Princess Mom on the party favors, so we're gonna have some fun.
Man. Hey, is his site still up? He's still selling stuff?
He is. thestrawkid.com. He's still got his straw toppers up there. He's doing pretty good.
That's what I'm talking about.
The Straw Kid. I need to look on there because I love straw toppers.
Yeah.
Paris, what you got going on?
Well, I want to apologize for being late.
Oh, it's all good.
My aunt had an 80th birthday celebration. I'm gonna post some pictures later tonight. I want to say it's one of my favorite aunts, but all my aunts have a favorite thing about them that I like. You know.
Good stuff.
And so
happy 80th birthday, Auntie.
Aunt Linda. Yeah, she lives on she lives in the hood on Coretta, where we're from. Martin knows something about that. Might be shooting a video over there soon since I got the mic.
And the cookie lady, what's going on with you?
Actually, not much. I will just say that you always talk about me going off the sidewalk, so to speak. But I think, maybe everybody else doesn't know, but there's been just a lot of stuff that's gone on in the past couple of years with loss and family and things. So I just needed some time to kind of get myself together, regroup, spend time with family, things of that nature, at least the family that's left, so to speak. But I'm mom to a second college student now, so I'm excited to have 2 in college.
Good stuff.
And another one almost on the way out the door, so to speak. And moving forward into the next phase of being an empty nester.
Good stuff. And as for me, things are still the same. I'm still in recovery. I'm on the other side of the recovery at this point. It's still continuous. And that recovery book is on its way, man. Today it's fall. The 22nd was fall, so I'll be having that book signing at Barnes and Nobles. Hope to see you guys there. As far as the local folks here, I've never done a book signing here in New Orleans. I've spoken at events here in New Orleans, but I've never done a book signing in my own city. So I'm looking forward to that. Really looking forward to that. It's a recovery book. So there's 2 parts to the recovery book. I decided to do the guidebook first for people with different abilities. That was most important, to get this thing going with this medical fitness and whatnot. And everything's going well, man. Actually, Alvin joined the medical fitness team. Alvin's actually working out with me every single day.
All right,
Awesome.
Alvin. Okay,
Every
Gentle
single day.
Giant.
We're doing water walk. I had him doing squats in the water this
love
past
it.
Friday. So
Gentle
love
Giant,
it.
you bring it sexy back.
he bring it back. He
You bringing it back?
and he loves the hot tub. He loves the
Oh
hot tub.
Lord,
Loves the hot
Lord.
tub.
Okay.
So yeah, we're having a good time with that. Is why I enjoy the camaraderie, the brotherhood that I'm having with them, and it's inspiring, very inspiring, very inspiring. So
I love
look
that
out for
you're
that
having
recovery book.
I think
Look out for that
your last comment, and sorry that I was laughing when you first started. It hadn't started speaking. It had nothing to do with you. I just happened to read Mark's last comment.
Okay. What did he say? What did he say?
He said, "So, Princess Charlie, the conversations haven't heard from you since Jamrock. I thought you had been adult napped. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie?" Thank you,
MJ.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
thank you.
Good stuff.
It's nice to know that I was missed, Mark. In your own way, I know that's what you mean. That's what
I'm just telling Mark's not on your Facebook because I seen what you're up to.
D, now why you won't be petty, D? She had to get it because normally, folks, D would trade jabs with Slash. She hadn't said anything all night. She wait till
she says she's growing. She says she's growing.
I'm working on it
every day. A work in progress every day.
Every day.
Working on it.
Anybody who says they're perfect is lying.
All right.
Absolutely. Coach D, you want to close out? You guys want to close out?
Oh, I forgot to mention that Xavier and I are getting a new family member. We have a Maine Coon kitty.
I saw that. You're getting a kitty, right? A kitten, right?
Monty. Monty's his name. He's a silver shaded Maine Coon. And if anybody wants to complain about me shopping, I have adopted many a cat. I donate to the ASPCA on a regular basis, and I've helped with a horse rescue. So, I got my kitty.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Real good stuff. Good stuff.
So he may come and visit later on once he gets here.
Absolutely. So as I said, man, really appreciate you guys. We're here every Sunday. Urs, myself, Shannon, Coach D. So this is some good stuff, man. The whole gang's here. Good stuff here, man. So
we're gonna talk about next week.
I don't know what you guys got.
I'm on TikTok. I haven't posted one in a minute. I'm navigating. I'm actually not navigating. I'm juggling several things right now with work.
Consistency.
Let's talk about procrastination.
Well,
and not living up to your fulfillment.
Dee, I think of you often, and I appreciate your.
I'm doing it too.
You and Trent. I know. It's and so. Seems like I jump 3 hurdles, and then while I'm trying to jump the hurdle, they fall, and you got to start over.
We joke sometimes. You ever need to talk?
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry.
Nah, she mean that. She definitely.
I have often wanted to reach out. Actually, I don't even know if Trent told you. So I had a little microphone, a little session with Trent on Thursday, and during our talking, Trent, did you tell them when I came by? And Trent said, I'm gonna get something straight with you. And he told me to stop asking him if he okay and checking on him.
Yeah.
He was kind of curt. Like he kind of had hit my hand like that. Like, stop.
Yeah, because like we went to go get coffee, and as we're walking in the Barnes and Noble, Trent, can you get out the car? Like that.
Oh yeah, don't do that. Because it's if somebody's differently able, it can be very patronizing, especially if they're working on their independence. How about we have a conversation about that?
We should. I think we should, because it's a necessary conversation.
Right.
I knew Trent was going through things, and I would reach out to him via text, or I would see him online. And I think sometimes we get so connected to this social media, following people or checking on them through social media, we forget sometimes to pick up the phone and say, hey, how are you doing? I'm thinking about you. I love you. I appreciate you. I need you. I want you to be okay. So I would just check on Trent.
But not Urs, not every 3 steps. Are you okay? There's a little pebble on the ground.
Yeah, let's talk about that, because so many people don't realize how to communicate, how like neurodivergent people communicate differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you have someone who has ADHD, they have what's called object permanence. If they don't see it, it's not there, and like that includes people.
And I understand, Urs, I understand why you were saying that, because
I didn't like that you was in the situation you was in. This isn't the guy I know, so I was like, I'm scared, you know.
But it's all good. It's all love. You know I love you, so all good. Slash, get the last comment, then we'll get out of here.
He says, Urs, what kind of videos are you shooting?
Now you bring up something we need to unpack.
All right, it's 6 after the hour.
Exactly. Hey, Coach Dee, close out for us. You guys close out.
Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Our hearts with all those who are affected by the storms. I know there's another one coming behind you, and you haven't even started to clean up yet. Donate if you can. Donate to the Red Cross. Donate blood. There's a lot of people who are missing and injured, and they're still finding people. So make sure you get out there, and especially if you have the rare blood types, because those are the ones that are needed the most. Yeah. And just be there to help others, because people are going to be going through it.
And you guys make sure to check your voters registration. Make sure, stay in the game. They purged, again, I said in the opening of the show, over in North Carolina, the GOP actually won that lawsuit. They just purged over 700,000 voters. Stay in the game. Keep your head on the swivel. Stay in the game. Keep your head on the swivel. Make sure you register to vote. Make sure your family members register to vote. We need to get this done. So, Urs, Shannon.
No, thank you. Yeah, no, thank you for allowing me to pop back in tonight. I appreciate it, and it was fun. So
absolutely.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate the love from some of the viewers.
All of the viewers.
No, I'm just some excluding, some that we won't do. The ones we won't name one of them, but
yeah.
All right, close it out.
I want to close by saying thanks for everybody in the comments tonight for watching and tuning in with us. Please like the video. Please share the video. Please tune in next week. And finally, you can follow me on TikTok, Ursula Johnson, I think, or you can follow me, Destination Nola. And in closing, guys, we're in tough times. Express kindness everywhere you go. Try your hardest, even when it's hard, to express kindness. It matters. Good night.
Good stuff. You guys be epic, and Urs, that mic sounds good.
The mic.
See you guys on the other side of Sunday. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Good night. Night, ladies. Have a good night.
Good night.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedie Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.